Hello, and welcome to Level 1 Game Design Camp, Episode 2. We're going to work on the player character today. We're going to create a custom hero to go into an adventure game. So in the last episode, we downloaded Playground, and here we're going to start with the images. Then we're going to go to Character, and I'm going to get a body. This is a sprite. I'm just going to put him right in the middle there, and you can scroll with your mouse wheel to zoom in. Alright, so we have our character body. I'm going to want to rename him to player. While I'm doing that, I'm going to tag him player. That means whenever something needs to reference the player, they'll know that this is the player. I'm going to give him some custom stuff here. I'm going to go with hats. I got this like cool helmet, but I can see that it's behind my body. Now, the way we change that is under additional settings and change the layer. So 0 is the very back, and I want 1 to be in front of it. Now it could be bigger. See, right now we're using our rect tool, and we can play with the scale with it. We can also move it with the other tools that we discussed earlier. Play with scale again. And we can always just move it ourselves. Yeah, give him a little hat. Now the body, I want to change his color. I'll make him a little bit more pink. Yeah. He's a very pink barbarian. Little helmet dude. Alright. So, one thing that we need to do is we want to make sure that this helmet rolls around with our character. So we need to attach the hat to the character body, which this should be named player. Looks like that didn't save. I'm going to hit enter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click and hold, drag hat, highlight player, and that makes it a child of my player. So this is my parent object, and this is my child object. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to click and hold, drag, highlight, let go. Now the hat is a part of the player. Alright. So one thing we want to do is we want to give him movement. And we also want to give him some touch, some feeling. So I think the first thing we're going to add to him is a collider. So we're going to do a polygon collider. I did that on the hat. Let's do it on the player too. Let's remove that one from the hat. All right. So we got a polygon collider on our player now. So now when things touch this force field, it's like you can actually physically touch him. And then now we're also going to add something called a rigid body. This will give our character physics, which means that now physical things affect him in the world. One thing that I do want to change is gravity, because that's 1 right now. Watch what happens when I press play. He falls. That's because there's gravity. But I can make that 0. And then so now he doesn't fall. Alright. But we want to move him. So we're going to add a component. That's button right down here. We're going to add move with arrows. So now it's got a move script with speed and movement type. And when I go in to press play, I can now move him with arrows. Now he's really fast and sliding around a lot. That sliding is because he has no friction. We could change that with mass, linear drag, and angular drag. I'm going to just give this maybe like a 2 or maybe a 3. And then see, he slides around a lot less. I actually might up that up to 5 just because I really want tight controls on him. I don't want him sliding around and running into stuff. So now the other thing is you can change the arrow keys also to the WASD. And so that makes him move around with those controls, which I think sometimes some people prefer. I think I like WASD. WASD. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add another component that we're going to use later. This is called our health system. And as you can see, the player will have a health. That'll be for enemies and hazards that will hurt us. And then the last thing for this episode that I want to do is I want the main camera to follow my player. So I'm going to click the main camera, go down on Add Component on the inspector. I'm going to type in Camera Follow. And as you can see, it has Objects to Follow, Target. Now there's 2 different ways to give it a target. You can go over here, click and hold, and drag player to this box. Once you'll see it change, you can let it go, and then its target is now the player. The other way is you can click this tiny little circle and go into Scene and pick the item that you want to follow. So this is going to be player. So now our camera should follow the player. Alright, cool. Alright, that wraps it up for this episode. Next episode, we'll give him some area to walk around in and explore. Alright, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.